Oh, never have I ever. How excited you are going to be once you follow this exact procedure I'm about to show you. And if this is your first time of coming across our channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button, drop a beautiful comment, also like our video to help algorithm push the videos to people who truly needs it. Thank you so much, and let's go. First of all, we are going to be drafting out our basic bodies, which from shoulder to my bust is 9 inches, and you're going to mark it across the both side, and then use your straight ruler to mark the line so that you don't get confused. And then take your measurement from your shoulder to your bust point, which is 13, as you can see me mark. Use your straight ruler to also mark it out, and also label it your bust point. The next thing is to take from your shoulder to your under bust, and then you mark it down, and then also use your straight ruler to mark it out and then label it also. After getting your under bust, the next is to take from your shoulder also to get down to your half length, where you want the half length to be. That is what we are doing. You use your straight ruler to mark it out. Also marking it out, you go ahead and label your under bust, label your half length, and then go up and label your armhole. Once you are done, go ahead to your chest line and take the exact measurement you took for your shoulder and place it there, and then connect it on a straight line. After that, go ahead and mark your bust span, whatever you get, divide it by 2 and then mark it out. After that, you go ahead and use your ruler to mark it straight, and then mark 1.5 inch, just like the way you see me do, exactly under the half length and under bust. This is going to be done only on your under bust and half length. Then you go ahead and connect it together. Immediately after doing that, you go ahead to your chest line and then divide your bust circumference by 2 and mark out what you got. You can decide to divide using your tape. You can decide to divide using your calculator. Whichever one you like, you can make use of it. So this is me after marking out my bust circumference after dividing it by 4, and then I go ahead to mark my under bust circumference, divide by 4 also, and mark it out. After marking it out, I use my straight ruler to mark out the lines. I'm trying to confirm the measurements. If you have your curve ruler, you can make use of your curve ruler, but if you don't have, and you know you can mark it very well like this, you can go ahead and do just that. So this is me after marking it out and making sure it is very well. I go ahead to my armhole and go up by 2 inches to be able to get my armhole curve. I also came down by 1 inch by the shoulder to get the shoulder slope. I'm so sorry my camera didn't capture everything, and I know you are paying attention. You will understand what I'm talking about. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and drop a beautiful comment to tell me the video you want me to drop. I also went ahead to confirm that bust span I measured, and then at the top side I measured 6 or 5.5, and then I connected it down to the half length. After marking that, I go ahead to come down from the bust point 2 inches to make sure that I have a very good curve for her breast to be able to balance. After doing that, I went up to mark from my shoulder to on top my chest. I marked 7 inches to be able to get the sweetheart neck shape. After marking it, you go ahead and use your straight ruler to roll it down and then label it your chest line. I go ahead to mark from my shoulder slope. I mark 3 inches from my shoulder side. I mark 5 inches. Give it a very good curve. You can also use your curved ruler to do that. Since my bust span was 4.5, I go ahead to my chest line and I measured 5 inches. I also measured 1.5 inch on the other side to give the bust a curve. Just follow the exact method you see me do and you will get exactly what I did. After doing that, I went ahead to collect all the measurements in the middle and replaced it by the side, just as you see me do. This is to make sure that the measurement is complete, and after that go ahead to use your ruler to align all the lines and also confirm and make sure it's correct. Once you are done marking it out, we'll go ahead to our neckline. Measure from your chest line to how deep you want your neck to be, and then use your curve ruler, or if you can use your bare hands, you can connect it as well. Go ahead to your neckline. The way I connected it the first time, just do the same thing you see me do. When you are done with that, go over to your armhole side, go down by 2 inches and connect it just the way you see me do. If there's anything you don't understand, do well to ask me a question in the comment section and I will gladly answer you. As you can see, guys, we are done drafting, and this is all you need to be able to make that exact dress you just saw at the beginning of the video. Thank you for sticking to this moment. Please, if you are still watching and learning, please hit the subscribe button, like, and drop your beautiful comment. If you're making this exact style, please make sure you follow the exact pattern and also use your own measurements. So here I'm trying to draft out the back pattern, and I go ahead to mark my zip allowance, as you can see me do. Go ahead to mark my shoulder measurements, mark my shoulder slope, mark my neck measurement, and then go ahead to use my ruler to connect. After that, I go ahead to mark my bust circumference divide by 4 and I mark it out. I go ahead to mark my shoulder to my bust line, which is 9.5. Confirm it on the other side, and then use my straight ruler to mark it out. You can also use your front pattern to mark this. It will be very easy for you. Just add in your zip allowance at the front and you are good to go. You can just trace it out just like you see me do. So I went ahead to mark my neckline. It was a little bit wider, so I later reduced it. You can do yours to your own choice. So after that, I connected it and I removed zip bulge 1/2 inch from the downside and I cut the neckline. So this is me trying to trace it out after marking everything. Mind you, there is no allowance on this particular measurement, so I finished cutting it out. This is me trying to show you how it looks like, and I went ahead to mark the zip allowance to show you how it's supposed to be after everything, so that you will see the zip bulge side I removed. I minus 1/2 inch. So after I was done with the back pattern, I decided to finish up the front pattern, and this is me trying to show you that you can decide to come down more for the neck to be very open if you like, and if you can decide to stop, just make use of the measurements you want. This is where I want you to pay very close attention. Pay very close attention to the way I'm tracing out this pattern, just like you see me do it exactly the way you see me doing. While tracing it out, you'll find out that you cannot be able to trace the under, so you have to use your hand to bend it just like you see me do. Because it's a pattern paper, it's going to fold and it will be very easy for you to do. If you have your pin or your sellotape, you can use it to hold it and make sure it's balanced well so that you can be able to trace it out, because it's very important we are making use of it. So do it just like you see me do. And after achieving what you want, you can see, go ahead and use your scissors to cut the pattern that you want out. Cut it out just exactly the way you see me do. You see that I added some inches at the down part so that it will be able to come out very nice. As you can see here, I was already done drafting it out, and then I go ahead to slash this place. Pay attention, and then removed all the parts that is not needed. After tracing all the parts that are not needed, you can see how neat and well detailed it's going to be. So this is it after tracing it out, and that pattern that we drafted that time, this is where it's supposed to be. After drafting it out, I go ahead to place my back pattern on top of it to make sure it's complete, it aligns very well. And I saw something, I decided to trace it out. So you can go ahead to make use of this pattern, the front part, this up part, and you can also go ahead to make use of the second part which I drafted out. I decided to go up by 1.5 inch because I want the back and front to rhyme equally. You know that the front and back are not equal, they are not the same length, so I decided to go up by that. And then this place I'm marking out, you can decide also to do that at the bust side. on which ways you can do it is going to come out very nice. Make sure you follow this exact pattern to get the same result. This is me after drafting. I head over and placed my lining. I went down to mark my half length measurement and then placed it on the half length. As you can see, it's a little bit curvy because of the darts manipulation we did. I measured my half length again before I start placing the pattern because I don't want it to get short or it's not enough. Then after measuring it, after placing the that pattern, I went ahead to add my allowance. You know, there was no allowance in the actual pattern paper. Because I am tracing it out now, I have to add my allowance to make sure I don't cry at the end of the day. So guys, pay attention, pay very close attention to how I added my allowance on both the waist side and then I go down. This is the main reason I marked my half length. So I'll be using my half length, minusing my half length, and then continue to get the whole length of the gown. This is the main reason you have to do your half length. I went ahead to extend the front bust span measurements down to my full length to be able to get the accurate measurement, and then I use my straight ruler to rule it down. After that, from the place I did that manipulation, I went ahead to give it a curve to be able to get to the front part, and then I traced out all the other side. You can see I used it sellotape to hold it and go ahead to cut it out. Just watch what I'm doing. So after cutting out the front side, I decided to cut out the shoulder parts, the place I drafted that time, and this is it, trying to place it very well and then cut out the pattern because we are making use of it also in the dress. So just take your time, you can pin it, make sure that it's balanced very well before you draft your own out. And after I'm done cutting that, I decided to cut out the back pattern also. And I added allowance by the side because the drafting didn't come with allowance. Added allowance at the top, added allowance at the side, and I went ahead and cut it out. Make sure you always add allowance whenever you are cutting out your lining or your material so you don't cry at last. Thank you for watching this video. Please do well to hit the subscribe button, like and comment. Also turn on the notification bell so that when we post video on our channel, you'll be the first to see. Bye.